Welcome to the Science of Flipping podcast. I'm your host, Justin Colby. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Science of Flipping podcast. I am your host, Justin Colby, and on this audio and visual version of the Science of Flipping podcast, I have a very special guest. The man, the myth, the legend. They may call him Mr. Burr. I call him Devin, but Mr. Devin Burr is in the house. What's up, dude?
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me, brother.
Bro, I'm hyped. We are literally recording this episode on the last day of 2020, and let's call it what it is, bro. It's been a shit year for everybody for one reason or another. And you've had to find the highlights. You've had to find positivity. You've had to find the best days, the best things. And that's what we're all about is be able to spread that positivity, man. But I am very bullish going into 2020, specifically within real estate, dude. And I'm honored to be doing a lot more things with you and bringing you on here. And I know you and I have that very similar vibe about positivity and you know, pushing forward regardless of circumstances. And so, dude, I'm really hyped to have you on this episode, the last episode of 2020, all positivity. And then, you know, moving forward, dude, let's just do more of these podcasts, dude.
We're going out with a bang, brother.
Let's go.
Going out with a bang.
So I want everyone to understand why I'm having you on. You're an absolute beast, but you've only been in the game for about a year. And I think it's really important for those listening. I don't care if you've been in the game 13 years like me or just starting in the game. Devin is an inspiration to everybody. And I want you to tell your story. I want you to just let it hang, you know, however long that takes, you know, how you went from a full-time employment to making 200 plus grand a year or something like that, to jumping all into this space, what you did. I want to hear your hurdles, your challenges, and your wins. Right. And I think there's a lot of people, like I said, dude, I've been impressed. I've done this 13 years, and what you've achieved in just 1 year being in this space, bro, I, you know, tip my hat to you, dude. It's just incredible.
Yeah, usually you're wearing a hat. What's going on, brother?
Well, bro, you know what? I decided to keep the hair flex today because here's the deal. When you're balding, you got to respect the hair you got left, right?
This is true. I mean,
you have a nice flow of hair. I got like 4 hairs that I'm trying to just like somehow manicure so it looks like I got more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You still got some, so you might as well show it. That's it. I wish I try to get my haircut, my fade, and my lineup today so we could be just real pretty on this episode. But that is happening this afternoon, as a matter of fact, at 3:00. So I got some time. Love it. Well, first and foremost, dude, appreciate all the kind words. Like, I think you kind of hit on what it really is. It's inspiration, right? You said I'm an inspiration. And I think a lot of people's goal should be to be the inspiration, be something that is going to give somebody else inspiration. And the way you do that is you just overcome hurdle after hurdle after hurdle in your life and then document it. Let people know what you've done, because chances are there's someone out there, probably multiple people out there, that are going through the same shit. Can I cuss on this?
Absolutely, bro. All right. We're real people here at the Science of Flipping Dog.
Yeah, they're going through the same shit, motherfucker, Jesus, bitch. But all jokes aside, people are going through the same stuff you are. So those hurdles only make you into a better version of yourself. And that end version compared to where you were at is inspiring to people that are on that same path, that same journey. So what I've tried to do over the last few years is just be inspirational by just overcoming the hurdles that I have. And to touch on them, basically almost 5 years ago, I was bankrupt. You know, I had like $600 to my name. And the reason why is because I was trying to impress people that I didn't even like. You know, I had 2 cars that were just super upside down. I was paying like $1,500 a month in payments. Insurance was crazy high, maxing out credit cards to get nice stuff just to try to impress other people.
Yeah.
Right. So I got to a point where I had to file for bankruptcy, and I was down to $600 to my name. Again, this is only about 4 to 5 years ago. And I realized that I was doing things for the wrong reasons. Instead of just working on myself, becoming a better version of myself, and then through that, like I said, helping other people with my story. The more people you help, the more help, or the more you get in return. The law of reciprocity. Give, you will get a lot in return, right?
Amen.
So I went from bankrupt.
I want to hear billionaire. That's what, from bankrupt to billionaire. I'm waiting for that. That's what I want to be hearing.
Bro, it's bankrupt to multi-billions. Thank you. No. No, but it is bankrupt to multi-millionaire.
That's right.
So, and again, it's a short time frame. And the way it happened was bankrupt, realized I was doing things for the wrong reasons, started really focusing on saving money first off and not buying stupid shit. Met my wife. She's extremely frugal. So that kind of instilled more of it into me. And we met at work at Quicken Loans. I had worked there for a long time. Started doing well again, saving money. She instilled saving money more. She saved a ton of money. She did really well at Quicken. So we started to get some capital, right? And then we bought a house in 2018. That house appreciated with the market. In 2019, I went on a ride along with my mentor, Templeton Walker. And this was October like 7th or something like that. I can't remember the exact day, but went on a ride along with him, fell in love with it because I'm like, this is amazing. You're out talking to people, building relationships, making money. We went on a buy appointment. He had like 20 grand in 15 minutes, right? And I'm used to being behind a desk all day like, dude, this is amazing. I want to do what you do. And
right.
I knew for a fact, he's no better than me. If he can do it, I can do it. Right. And we have kind of the same personality, same kind of energy. So I'm like, dude, if you can do it, I can do it. Let's go. Quit my job the next day. Literally walked in. I had just gotten a promotion. That day, they pulled me in the office, told me I got a promotion. I told them I was quitting.
That's a real big flex, by the way. That's where you say, I'm out. See ya.
Well, dude,
that's
here's the way I looked at it. Like, and my situation is a little different. Not everyone can just walk in and quit their job. My wife worked there as well. She still works there, and she was doing very, very well. Right. I think that year she was on pace for like 300 grand, something like that. So I looked at it and I'm like, if I walk away and do real estate and fall flat on my face, one, they said I could come back. Right. So I had a little bit. You
are getting a promotion, right? So they loved you anyways.
Right. Like they were like, well, if you ever want to come back, I was like, cool. So one, I could come back. Two, even if I fall flat on my face, we again are frugal because of my wife. So we don't have a high amount of bills. We have a mortgage, we've got no car payments, and then we've got credit cards that we buy everything with and pay them off, right? So groceries, all that stuff. So even if I fell flat on my face, her income is more than enough to support us. So it gave me an ability to get into real estate with no pressure and just do it for the love of doing it, if that makes sense.
That's right.
Right.
And let me ask you real quick. Let me jump in real quick. Did you actually really file BK, or were you bankrupt in the sense of like you really filed BK?
Actually filed it. It was a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. So wiped my hands clean of all my debt, but credit went through the tubes, or through, what's the saying? Is it through the tubes?
Yeah, we'll use that. Whatever.
I don't think that's right, but it sounds good, right?
Yeah.
I'm making shit up over here.
That's it.
So yeah, credit went down the drains. That's what
down the drain, through the tubes. I'm like, I don't know if I've ever heard this, but anyways. So yeah. But where I'm going with that is you also found a woman that took you in at that point, or did you file before her or while you were with her?
Before her.
Okay. And so she knew you had nothing.
Right.
You were broke AF.
She didn't really know because I didn't openly say, hey, I'm broke.
Nice to meet you. I can't provide much financial, but I have a big heart. So do you want to date me?
Yeah. So yeah, she didn't really know that I was in probably the worst financial spot I'd ever been in, emotionally broken. I had gotten out of a really bad relationship. financially broken. I was broken any way you could look at it. And I put on a good front to her, but that's a different story. But it took a while for me to open up. And then once I did, me and her took off. Right.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So
that's how it works, bro.
Yeah. I mean, basically, bankruptcy, literally filed bankruptcy. So now we sit at 6 properties owned, ton of equity in them. We've gotten all the money back out through burring those properties. We've got liquid, I think we're 600-700 grand. So yeah, multi-millionaire from being literally down to $600 in my name or to my name.
Yep.
And it's all because of, again, me just trying to get over these hurdles. Every hurdle that came, I looked at it as an opportunity a learning opportunity, right? To get better. I think that's one thing that people don't do is they get a hurdle and they're like, oh, woe is me, not this again. They look at it in a negative light. Find a silver lining in everything. Because there is one. It's just how you look at that situation. Your perception of that situation is your reality.
That's it.
Right?
Well, and I think you're hitting on so much stuff. It's a lot to unpack, especially in an episode that we don't want to go for 2 hours. But, the reality is you've only been in this space for a year. And you said that was October that you walked in and said, I'm out.
Yeah, it was October 8th. I remember that day. It was October 8th. I circled it in my calendar on my phone and took a screenshot.
That's a big anniversary, boy. This year we're gonna do a nice little dinner with the 4 of us this year, October 8th. Bring in Templeton, his wife. We'll have some steaks and some cocktails. But where I'm going with this is you're saying so many great things in the sense of a lot of my audience are either doing it but not achieving the result they want, right? So they're already in the game. They may be doing some deals. They may be making some money. Maybe they're even making good money, but they're not keeping any money, right? Mm-hmm. So we're talking about that. You're also talking about being transparent in kind of that law of attraction is the more vulnerable you get, the more open you get, the more things start to come to you. But then in this space for, our podcast for Science Flipping, you went all in. You literally burned your boats. Now, yes, based on what you were just saying, would they have taken you back if you fell on your face? Your answer is yes, but you didn't bank on that. You didn't say, okay, well, I'm going to half-ass it. And if it kind of works, great. Otherwise, I'm going to go back. You burned your boats and said, I'm out and I'm going all in. I think that's a massive takeaway for a lot of people because it is a hurdle for a lot of people to have that faith, that trust that oh, I can do this. Oh yeah. And by the way, everybody, Devin is also in Phoenix with me. And this is largely the hardest real estate market out there, period. And has been. And for you, bro, to be able to go out there, how many wholesale deals did you do in this first year?
11, I think.
How many rehabs did you do?
Counting the burrs or just flips?
Just true flips.
I think 6.
And then you have 5 rentals?
Yes.
Plus
so 5 rentals. Yes. So 6 homes, 5 rentals, 6 flips, 11 burrs. Right.
Brother, I mean, that accomplishment for most people, and I know you're a go giver and you're a go getter. That's not even the start of what you got for yourself, but that's amazing. And so what would you attribute that level of success? Not that, what I'd say is you are extremely talented, but couldn't everyone do what you did? Is it really a Devin Burr secret sauce that it was able to get you to where you're at?
No, I think the biggest thing is accountability. Looking yourself in the mirror and knowing that what you have or don't have is just a reflection of your thoughts. It really is. What you predominantly think about. If you constantly think, man, I can't get a deal, I can't find a deal, you're not going to find a deal. You know what I mean? But if you're constantly I got to find a deal. Where do I find a deal? How can I find a deal? Possibilities open up. You come up with the answers. You come in contact with someone that, is doing deals and needs help with something that you do very well. Bottom line is just constantly think about what you want, not what you don't want. Mm-hmm. And I had that when I quit Quicken, October 8th. I quit and I was all gung ho. I was super excited, elated that I quit the job. I'm a business owner now. I'm excited about it, right? And about a month and a half went by, had done no deals, didn't know what to really do. I'm just sitting at home while my wife's out at the office. I'm like, like, what do I do right now? So like a month and a half goes by and I'm thinking, what did I do? I walked away from 6-figure job. I never made less than 6 figures there. I was spending a lot, but I was still making a lot, right? That's why I went bankrupt.
Sure.
But never made less than that. I walked away from it. I'm like thinking, God, I should go back. I should go back. And then I took a long look in the mirror and I was like, you know what? Screw that. You're not getting deals because you're not doing something. You're not doing enough activity. You're not learning. You're not going where people are at that are doing deals. So only thing I did different at that point, it was like December. We had just got back from a cruise. That's what it was. We got back from a cruise and I went to a meetup and I just started talking to people, just being myself, a people person. I'm a social butterfly at heart. So I would just go talk to people and be genuinely interested in them. And then all of a sudden deals start coming to you. So look yourself in the mirror and really think like, what am I doing to get to where I want to be? Am I thinking the right thoughts? And if you're not, you can change it. That's the cool thing is you have a choice of what goes on up here.
That's right. I mean, again, it really is so powerful. And like, obviously having mentors like Temp and being around others that are obviously around that space, whether it be, Brent and Jesse and Pace and you name myself and you name it. I mean, you really did a great job of really embedding yourself within this crew that has been around for a long time and high performers. And I think that's, whether you've touched on it or not, like that really is everything. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Because it is a lone wolf kind of industry, right? Like a lot of people get partners for the wrong reasons, and it's because they don't want to be a lone wolf. You were a lone wolf, but you just basically said, hey, I'm going to befriend everybody. And from that point, I mean, we're going to start a coaching program together, right? You're going to start really crushing podcasts together. You're going to be a mainstay on the Science of Flipping podcast. So if you guys are liking Devin, be ready because he's going to start delivering.
I'm going to be dropping that fire.
The fire. And specifically, like what I'm so impressed with is your ability to go out and create a portfolio. And wholesaling and flipping is what I've focused on for 13 years, literally focused on, to the point of my own detriment. I have not built a portfolio 13 years in. I mean, it is crazy, right? And to be able to even see someone like yourself and be so impressed with the fact that even within your first year, coming out of a financially destitute position, to be able to acquire and hold and have a portfolio of rentals that is well north of $1 million, multi-million dollars worth of rentals. Right. It really is mind-blowing. And there is a system and a strategy to it. And that's what you're going to drop knowledge on in the podcast. They're all going to be right here at the Science of Flipping podcast. But dude, I mean, it's just so impressive to come that far. And again, without taking too much away from you, you're a normal dude. You're very talented. You're hardworking. I get that, but you're a normal dude. You're not anything else that like someone couldn't achieve. You just looked yourself in the mirror every day and had that conversation about, I'm going to go win. What do I need to do today? Oh, great. There's the Phoenix RIA. Justin Colby's going to be there. Chris Simon's going to be there. Pace is going to be there. Everyone's going to be there. I need to go hang out, shoot the shit, build relationships, see if we can get some deals going and work. And that's part of working, right? And you took that on your own shoulders as a part of your strategy to get to where you're at today. I mean, I commend you for it because that's where a lot of people have that missing link about success in the space and not, is being able to have that conversation with themselves and go do what others are unwilling to go do. And you reap the rewards. You're reaping the rewards that others aren't reaping at this time.
100%. And you hit on it, dude. It's just, it's getting out of your comfort zone. Like I was comfortable sitting at home, right? I wasn't super comfortable just going to some place where I know nobody. I'm a people person. I'm sociable, but if you put me in a room I know nobody, I'm like, this is kind of uncomfortable, right? I'm comfortable with it now. I'm comfortable with it now, but then I wasn't. I'm like, gosh, this is really uncomfortable. And I was reading, I can't remember what book it was, but it was talking about like the other side of uncomfortable is all the joy, all the treasures. So I'm like, okay, I'm uncomfortable with this. This means I should probably do it. So I went to these meetups And it's really simple. You can tell who's doing deals, who the players are, right? Just go talk to them, be interested in them, ask them questions about them so they talk about themselves, and genuinely be interested in them. And you should be, because they're somewhere where you want to be. They are at the point where they're very successful. You're trying to get there. So you should be interested in what they're doing, not interested on talking about what you do. So that's the difference, is get out of your comfort zone and go just make friends with people by being interested in them. And out of that, a lot of things are going to come your way. And yeah, me and you met at the RIA. That's where we actually met, right? January, I think it was.
Yep. At the Phoenix RIA at the, what's that big ass building called down here in Scottsdale? Anyways.
I miss the RIAs, dude.
I mean, I do too. I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of networking. I mean, I can't even tell me how many deals I've done through the RIA itself. Right. I mean, it's just, right. But so let's hit on this a little bit, because your expertise and where you're focusing, real big game plan, is that BRRRR method. Like, talk to us a little bit about the fact that you've not spent any money marketing. Right. You were coming out of a broke, bust, and disgusted situation. You're still able to acquire, and have a profitable BRRRR method. I think that's, some people just, I want to have a BRRRR method and build portfolio. Well, yeah, but if you're underwater and it's not profitable and you're making no money, then what are you doing?
Right.
Talk to us a little bit about that.
Just about how the method works, or?
No, I think you'll be able to really, in future podcasts, you're going to really dive in more about that. But talk to us about how you don't spend any money and you're able to find these deals and turn them into great BRRRRs for yourself. And have you done it 5 times within your first year of business?
Got it. So yeah, all my marketing is just networking. So that's how I get all my deals, is just by, again, building relationships and being first in their mind when they have a deal. So being loud on social media, send me your deals. You got a deal? Send it to me. I put out, I haven't been as prevalent on it lately, but on Instagram, I used to put out a lot of just like entertainment kind of stuff. Oh, and by the way, I do real estate deals. Send me your deals, right? So I put out a music video of me just, it's like a spoof music video of send me your BRRRR, right? Like, I don't know, just, that's been all my marketing, is just befriending people, giving people entertainment through social media, but also giving them value and letting them know what I do, which is real estate. So deals get sent to me. I have to actually comp them, see if it's a deal. So there's just no marketing dollars. I don't do as many deals as some other people. I've done, I think it's like 21 deals or 22 this year. So not a ton, but again, I'm keeping all the money because there's no dollars going into marketing. And then what I do is I save half of whatever I make as if I didn't even make it. The rest is what I play with. So that way I've got more to reinvest.
I was just going to say, one of the secrets of being able to do, for you specifically, but I would advise anybody, go and do a couple wholesales and rehabs, take the profit and buy a rental. Right. Do some more, right? So like if you have to do 10, and let's just say you make 100 grand, pay yourself 50 grand, take 50 grand and buy 2 rentals or 1 rental or whatever the price point is, right? That's how you start to accumulate that without having any of your own money out of pocket. So many times I hear, I had a good buddy, Chris Crone, on recently, and he's bought $1 billion worth of rentals, $1 billion,
He's a
right?
beast.
And one of the things that he says is he never needs his own money. Now, when you get to a certain point, you can bring in partners and other things, but the idea is to bring in enough money in the wholesaling and rehabbing that you buy rentals, and then you can turn those rentals in that portfolio into more money by either refining out equity and buying more if you bought right, or start to sell them every 5 years, take the same money, don't pull the money out, 1031 exchanging and doubling the volume of, right? So in 5 years, you sell your 5 properties, you take that and you go buy 10. Now you have 10 properties on year 5, right?
Right.
You do it again in 5 years. Now you have 20 properties in 20 years. And 20 properties in 10 years. And you haven't had to come out of pocket with any of your own money, right? Now that's, to some, that's a lot of deals. To some, that's not a lot of deals in terms of rental portfolio. But you have to understand, once you have 20 properties and you have equity in it, the banks are just going to hand you money essentially, right? Because they're going to see how secure of a borrower you are. And they're just going to start lending like crazy to you because you have so much equity in there. And then obviously any of the profits, you can start to save up the profits and buy more. But the reality is, to get in the rental game, to get in the BRRRR game, you don't need any of your own money. Now, there's certain structures that obviously Devin will talk about, and creative financing opportunities. I was just, Pace and I did just this incredible Clubhouse, which, by the way, if you're on Clubhouse, bro, we got to rock that. It is incredible.
I just got it last night, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, we could even do one after this, but the reality is, like, you don't need any of your own money. You know,
Right.
Pace does everything with private lenders.
Right.
On all of his sub 2 deals. Any down payment, any whatever, he's like, bro, I have private lenders. They love me because I give them a great rate of return. They're backed by the asset. Even when we do sell, or if someone does execute the option, I say, hey, do you want your money back and you want to keep rolling? They always tell me, keep, like, there's a way to run this business that you don't need any of your own money. You can use creative financing. You can partner with other individuals. You can actually go wholesale a couple, learn from me about wholesaling and flipping, take $100,000 that you earn, take 50 of it, buy rentals, take another 50, pay yourself, do it again. Right.
Right.
I mean, it's just,
I think the biggest thing is cash on cash. That's what I always look at. How much cash do I have in a deal, and how much am I going to get out? What's that percentage? Right.
And what's your mark? Because Chris and I just did this last night to my coaching clients. He came on and blessed the coaching clients with almost 2 hours of pure content. He has his own mark. What's your mark? What's a cash on cash return that's acceptable for you to buy the deal?
I will not do it if I am less than 30% cash on cash.
Okay, so he and you probably look at it a little different. When he says cash on cash, this is how he does it. If he needs to put 10 grand down on the deal and needs 30 grand down for rehab, he's 40 grand into it. So he will not do the deal if he can't make 7% on his cash.
So what would that math be? How much would he make? So I think we're doing it different, I guess. Because
yeah, so let's just say rents are $1,200. I'm making numbers up. You remove debt servicing and the cost of the loan, right, for the mortgage. You remove taxes and any rehab cost, whatever that the net profit is relative to, like, it would have to be almost $400 a month if he was 40 grand into a deal. It'd be like
I gotcha.
$300 a month he'd have to be earning to make that a absolute 7% no brainer.
I got you. So you're talking about the cash flow of it.
Yeah, the cash flow, but it's a return on his actual cash. That's the cash on cash return. The cash on cash return is how much actual cash am I in the game with? And then what am I getting every month? So to get 7%, I mean, I'll do it just for shits and giggles, but what's 7% of, he would have to be bringing in $233 a month net after all expenses to be making 7% on his cash.
I got it. Okay. So I was looking at more of like a flip. That's what I was thinking. So like if I have so much in it, I need to get 30% return on that money. So yeah, with cash flow, it's going to be a little different. I always just look at it around $200. If I can get around $200 cash flow, I think it makes sense.
As long as you're not into it for 100 grand in cash, because then that return isn't very good. I mean, that's literally like a 2% return on your cash,
right?
Which effectively you can go do in a CD nowadays, right?
For sure. The most I'm into a deal right now out of my 5 rentals is $15,000. That's how much is left. That's how much is left in it after I burr out of it.
That's right. And so that's the point, right? So if you burr out of it and use your strategy, again, guys, this is kind of the launching point. Devin is going to have weekly or even twice a week podcast episodes right here on the Science of Flipping. So make sure to be listening on iTunes and Spotify and all the platforms, but also, so what Devin's going to be doing here is he's going to be going live talking specifically about BRRRR method, building wealth, real estate, you know, the whole thing. And the reality is he's going to be doing this right here on this platform. And so if you're liking this, if you're on YouTube and you're liking this, make sure you're smashing the like button. The YouTube gods love that. But also make sure you are subscribing to the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, and everywhere else, all the platforms, the Science of Flipping. Devin's going to be rocking it. He's going to be showing you how he went from bankrupt to multimillionaire literally in 1 year. And that's the game. I think it's the game for everybody.
I wish it was only 1 year. It's about 4 years.
Well, when you went bankrupt, but you got in the real estate game.
If we talk about 1 year, it's from net worth probably 250, 300 grand to multi-millions. So
good for you.
It's been a great year, and we're blessed, man. I mean, I look at it as 2020 has been hard for a lot of people.
For everybody.
You know?
I don't care. Like, there's no one who didn't feel the effect of 2020. Let's put it that way.
100%. And there's people who lost jobs, people that are struggling. So, I mean, I have empathy for those people, but 2020 has been my best year, you know? So it's like, again, there's silver linings in everything. You just got to find it. You got to adapt. You got to be able to, you know, roll with the punches.
Let's go.
You know?
Let's go. Well, dude, I want everyone to find you on social. What's your social handles? First of all, I gave you my social TikTok handle. I don't even think that's that. That's how good I am at TikTok. What's your social handle so everyone can find you, start following you? We're going to be putting out a lot of content about how to build wealth going into 2021. So what's your social handles?
So guys, my social handles on everything is Mr. _Burr. So that's B quadruple R, BRRRR. Go ahead and follow me on TikTok, Instagram. I don't really get on Facebook much. But if you guys have questions, you can also shoot me a text. 602-708-1348.
Boom. Brother, you rocked the house on this podcast. So let's keep delivering. You're up now at least once a week, baby. Let's go. Moving into 2021. We got to give the people some content.
LFG.
Let's do it. If you guys want to actually even talk to Devin or learn more, have a conversation with me and my team, just go to thescienceofflipping.com. There's a simple form. We're happy to do a strategy session with you to figure out how we can help you wholesaling, rehabbing, buying and holding, creating wealth, making a ton of money. Go to thescienceofflipping.com, fill out the form. If you are interested more in Devin, Burr method, all that, just mention it in the form. That'll help us understand how we can best help you. But besides that, guys, that's it for this episode. Look forward to seeing you guys next year. Happy New Year's, everybody. Happy New Year's, dude.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir.